Hello wonderful people, welcome back to Coffee Over Apples. My name's Steph and today we are here with the Reading Habits book tag.
It could change the world.
On we go.
I was tagged to do this by the adorable Melody over at Strawberry Lemon Books. Please go check out Melody's channel. I just want to put Melody in my pocket, like just adorable. Please definitely go check them out. I will leave a link in the description below. Let's just jump right in. Question number 1 is, do you have a certain place at home for reading? And the answer to that is my bed. Hi Bean. Bean, would you like to be in the video? Hi Bean. Oh, this is Bean. Say hi Bean. We love you. She's made many guest appearances on this channel. Right? You're so sweet. Question number 2 is bookmark or random piece of paper. Have you guys seen my speed drawing videos? Every time I give a book 5 stars or really close to a 5 stars, I do a full independent review in which I do a speed drawing about that book and I create a custom bookmark for it. So I've not gotten to all the 5 stars that I've read in 2020 yet, but I've done a few at this point. So for example, this was for the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This one was for Becoming by Michelle Obama. This one was for Educated by Tara Westover. This one was for A Storm of Swords by George R.R. Martin. So if you want to see those speed drawing videos, I will leave a link in the icon up above. And also don't forget to just like and subscribe so you can get a notification every time I do another speed drawing video. I used to do random pieces of paper or like business cards or whatever I'd find, but you know, we've graduated just a little bit. Question number 3 is, can you just stop reading or do you stop after a chapter or certain number of pages? This is where you guys are about to come for me. I can literally stop anywhere. Yeah, I'm done. Next. Yeah, I can literally stop anywhere. I'm very much a mood reader in that way, even though I think I do pretty well to sticking to my TBRs, even though there's been justified cause to deviate from my TBR game recently with different challenges and book groups that I've been asked to be a part of. But I can literally just stop anywhere. Like if it's in the middle of an action scene or even the climax. I mean, sometimes with the climax, if I'm like really interested, I'll just plow through it to the end. I feel like after reading for so many hours, my brain gets to a point where it's not absorbing the information anymore. So I'd rather just stop than force myself to continue on to the end of the chapter or section and then having to go back and reread it again. Like, I'll just stop and pick it up whenever I get back to it. Number 4 is, do you eat or drink while reading? Now, eating, no way. Drinking, yes. I usually have a cup of tea while I'm reading, or because I'll usually read in the mornings while I'm having my morning breakfast, but I don't pick up the book while I'm eating. To hold a book while I'm trying to eat, I kind of like need both hands while I'm eating, so I'll just enjoy my breakfast quietly, and then while I'm just drinking my tea or coffee or whatever it is, well, not coffee anymore because I've recently quit coffee, that's a whole nother thing, because you know, I have a coffee addiction, so that's a whole nother thing. But once I'm done eating, then I will just drink my morning drink and read my book, and then also in the evening as well, I usually have a cup of chamomile tea or something, so I can drink and do that. Like, am I the only weirdo who holds their books like this? I hold my books kind of like a tripod, so it kind of goes like this, if that makes sense. That I do that to my books when I read. So like I'll have my tea and then I'll read like this. I do this with my hands. Is that weird? Does anybody else do this? I know most people like read books like this, or read books like this, or read books like this, but I read books like this. I'm probably a weirdo. Who knows? Number 5, multitasking. Music or TV while reading? And the answer to that is ASMR. So usually I will listen to something like rain or nature sounds, something like that. Not the typical ASMR where someone's talking to you or other kinds of sounds. I like more natural sounds, like as if I was sitting outside on a bench in the park would be really nice and calming to me. So I guess more meditative sounds. I cannot watch TV and read a book at the same time. If you do that, you are next level. Like, how do you do it? I can't do it. I am not a multitasker. Which leads me to question number 6, which is one book at a time or several books at a time? Now, let's be completely honest here. On my TBR, you will usually find multiple books under currently reading. However, when I read, I usually choose one of the few that I've started to stick with. So I might start multiple books for multiple challenges, whether that be a readathon or a buddy read or whatever the case is. But once the book gets to a point where I'm fairly interested, maybe whether it be 50 to 100 pages in, I will choose that book and I will stick with it until I'm done. Then I will go back to my currently reading list, choose one that is the next most interesting, and then continue that. So sometimes my currently reading will be at 0, other times it'll be at 1, but I usually start a whole bunch, choose one, finish it, choose one, finish it, get that list down to 1 or 0, and then reset with a new batch. Is that weird? Is it just me who does that? Does anybody else do that? If you do it, let me know in the comments down below. I don't really enjoy burning myself out within a certain genre, which is probably the reason why I constantly feel like I'm not getting enough horror and sci-fi in my life, because I'm leaving so much open to read a vast array of different books. So when I do get to one, it's always refreshing. Number 7 is read at home or everywhere. All right, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I carry a book everywhere I go. No, I do not own a Kindle. I have ebooks, however, I always carry a physical book in my purse, in my backpack, whatever the case is. Do I get to read it when I'm out? Probably not. I would say maybe 1 out of 10 times that I go out, I read it. I'll read it if I'm waiting online for something, if I'm sitting in the car killing time, if I'm waiting for a friend, I don't know, whatever the case is. But I don't read outside very often. However, there have been times where I've wanted to read outside. Maybe I was waiting at the DMV for like 4 hours, and guess who forgot to bring a book? I did. So in order to prevent that from ever happening again, because there's one thing that I don't like, it's wasting time, I always carry a book with me, which is probably part of the reason why I've gotten into the habit of starting batches of books and then choosing one, so I can always have resources. Because what if one of the books that I'm currently reading is like this thick and I can't fit it in my purse, when I could have something that's a lot thinner in my purse? You get me? I used to carry around tomes in my backpack, and whenever my friends would go in my backpack, they'd think I was absolutely nuts. So yeah, reading at home, preferred. Number 8, reading out loud or reading silently in your head. Depends on the situation. So I'm gonna say 95% of the time, it's reading silently in my head. However, does anybody else ever end up feeling like Bugs Bunny in that episode of Looney Tunes where he just kept saying Hansel?
Hansel? Hansel?
I'm pretty sure that there's a definition for this. There is a word that defines this, but it's when you read something or hear something, I think, but mostly read something that you suddenly forget the meaning of, or that it takes a couple rereads for you to register what you're reading. So I'll get to a word in a book and be like, debauchery. Debauchery? Debauchery. So by saying it out loud, it kind of helps me process my thoughts on what I'm reading. Other times, if there's someone in the room with me, like my husband, then I'll read something out loud to get his opinion on it and kind of start a dialogue, which is always fun. Question number 9 is, do you ever read ahead or skip pages? I have a DNF problem. I very rarely ever DNF books. Is it because I'm a sadist? Is sadist the right word? Is it masochist? I'm pretty sure it's a sadist. I have a problem because I recently DNF'd a book. The last time I DNF'd a book, I DNF'd it at 95%. I always feel like I want to give the book another chance to redeem itself, because I'm like, oh, maybe I don't like it now, but something will change, or these characters are really annoying, but maybe there's a reason they're annoying, you know, like it'll change later on. And because of that, I've tortured myself quite a lot. plus, for a long time, I struggled with whether DNF books count as read books. I've recently come to the decision that if I've at least made it 50%, I'm counting it. Because my strife should justify adding it to my Goodreads goal. I never skip forward or skim, because what if I end up seeing something that I really like and then I'm gonna feel like crap because I should have just continued reading it and let that surprise happen. I love surprises. I am that kid on Christmas who sits under the tree and shakes the gifts just to guess what's inside and doesn't want to open it because it's so pretty. Number 10 is breaking the spine or keeping it new. Exhibit A, Exhibit B, Exhibit C. I tear my books up unless it is a manga. I just don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because I'm an artist, but I just appreciate the aesthetic beauty of manga and also how expensive they are. And I do not mess up my manga. Number 11 is, do you write in books? And yes, I do. Tabs ASMR. I do write in my books because there's something about seeing my progress physically manifested. It's just pleasing to me. I want to be able to go back and read it again for my thoughts. Also, because if I do any book reviews, it's easier for me to just go back to the tabs and see what my thoughts were in that section. If I'm reading a special edition, I will not write in it. Like if it's a special edition hardcover or something like that, then I have a small notebook where I write my thoughts in separately, but that is a little bit more effort and not something that is pleasing to me to carry around this extra notebook. I'd rather I'll just write it in here. Once again, thank you Melody from Strawberry Lemon Books for tagging me in this video. Please go check out Melody's channel. Like I said, absolutely adorable, and I am going to be tagging a few other people for this video as well. First person I'm tagging is Faye from Mystery Date with a Book. I'm also tagging Sasha from The Redhead Reader, Laura from Laura Loves Books, Melanie from Mel Reads, Ansu from ReadwithAnsu, and the wonderful Pygmy Puffs Reads. Okay guys, please check out everyone's channel that I just mentioned. They're all adorable people, awesome content creators. I tried to go through their channels briefly to see whether they've done this tag or not. I don't know if they've been tagged by anybody else or if they already have this tag in the works. So if they've done it by the time I post this, please go check it out and support them. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!